Hello! So, welcome to this new video and also this new project. It took me quite a while to make a new video because some things got in my way. This piece of shit didn't want to run, so I had to fix it first, and yeah, that was a whole another thing that we had to do, or I had to do, and didn't document anything because it was pretty boring and simple stuff, but I just couldn't figure out why. So, what is this? As you can see, it's a Mk3 Golf, but not just any Mk3. Well, it was a 1.8 and it is now swapped to a 2.8 VR6. And that's the cool thing about it because, well, I wouldn't have bought a Golf 3 otherwise because they are honestly not that exciting. But with the VR6 engine, they kind of are. In stock form, while not that, I don't know, great. They consume a lot of fuel. They have maybe the same amount of power as if you would swap a 180 inside them, or like a Mark IV 180. And they don't honestly, or at least to most eyes, don't look the greatest. Such as this example, because this one's the cheapest one in the country. And here in Greece, you can't really find any of them generally. So this was a pretty rare find. Also, it has all the parts for that make up a proper VR6 swap, because you could either do it with like the stock 1.8 axles, and that's like not really the proper way to go about it. So it's a VR6 12 valve, has the proper VR6 axles, so 5 lug conversion also, even with the rear axle, so that's all good. Has the bigger brakes, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a like proper conversion, and for the price I got it for, which was 1,400 euro, I'd say that's pretty reasonable. It has some issues which I'm gonna point out to later, but first we'll start at the front, which you can already see. It has a weird looking hood. You might not expect on many Mk3s, because this is actually a replica A59 hood, because VW made or was wanting to make a WRC car at some point in the 90s, and they made like a few prototypes as the A59 Golf, as some of you might know, which had a 2-liter turbocharged engine, so a 2-liter 16 valve, all-wheel drive, and was basically a full-fledged rally car that was supposed to be going on the road as a limited production run also, but never made it there. There, I think, have been 3 or 4 prototypes. One was in Greece, and that's probably where that hood came from, because one guy in Greece got that and he actually made molds for that. So this is a fiberglass hood that is actually one-to-one a copy of the A59 hood. We have some weird looking, I know a lot of people like them. I'm not really a big fan of them. Also, the light really sucks on them. These are like some kind of Hella rep headlights, which honestly, yeah, they don't work at all properly. So I will swap those out, because they are also like with HIDs and the wiring is like horrible. So these need to go. And I will also probably sell the hood and make my own molds, so I can recreate one of those, because they are quite rare and maybe some people want them. And yeah, other than that, we don't have much to speak of. The car is not in a very good condition, honestly. The front looks okay, but as soon as we get to the side, it gets a little bit rough. As you can see on the side, it gets quite a bit rougher. Not only do we have a lot of Bondo on the bumper here, so maybe some new bumpers are in order, like stock bumpers, and there's like also some, I don't know what happened here, but the side as well, like there were some really ugly side skirts on here, which I immediately ripped off. This door has seen better days, so does the actual sill. And look at those beautiful E36 M3 mirrors. They are absolutely horrible, and you can't see anything out of them. Also, we have beautiful steelies, 15-inch with way too big tires. So my speedometer shows 100 kilometers an hour, but the car actually goes GPS 110. And yeah, we also got plenty of rust here. Also, the soles on the inside do have rust holes because of the sunroof. Probably because the sunroof water drains were clogged, and now there's rust holes in the underbody. So not great. We also have a 5-door, which isn't as desirable and I don't think looks as good. Also, we have, I don't know why, but some sort of, I guess, lift kit in the back, because it's very low in the front, or kinda, and not very on the back or in the back. So I don't know what happened there. There are some tane lowering springs in there, but no idea what they are lowering in the back. So yeah, who knows what's up here. Also, as you can see by the lack of any plastics on the doors and on the fenders and stuff, this was proper 90s tuning, and everything has been removed. So the same thing goes for the rear of the car. So on the rear we have these incredibly beautiful Altezza style, I'm not exactly sure, white taillights, which look horrendous. Then we have a tailgate, which, how do I open this? I don't know, there's only one button on the inside, otherwise you can't open it, which is annoying as hell. Then we have, I don't know if this is an original bumper, but someone decided to put parking sensors in here, which looks like absolute garbage. So that's also a positive. We also have a, I don't know, exhaust maybe. At least it's the leakiest exhaust I've ever heard. So that's that. There also was never supposed to be a number plate holder on the bumper. On the original car, it's supposed to be here. So yeah, I don't know what the people did with this thing, because yeah, they cleaned it. I don't think if it's fiberglass, but then on the sill we have some more rust. This side doesn't look as bad, although underneath it's also rusted through, so same thing here. Otherwise, that's basically it from the outside. And what's actually funny, there seems to be a lot of Bondo here. So how do you get damage here? I don't know. Was the car rolled over? I don't know. Guess I'm never gonna find out, but so much for the outside. Under the hood we have, as I said, the almighty VR6 2.8, still with the distributor, so the very old variant. I also changed the cap, that's why it looks so new. And that cap was properly destroyed from wear, and that's why it wouldn't start when I had those issues I told you about. And other than that, yeah, the engine is supposed to have 180,000 kilometers on it. Yeah, I no idea. The inside looks okay. Yeah, can't judge on that. I have not done yet a compression or leak down test, so I don't know the condition of the engine exactly. But I'm guessing it would probably benefit from a rebuild, since these engines are now 35 years old almost. So that's that. I do need to do spark plug wires and spark plugs, because I don't know, like when they were done last, the one spark plug I took out looks horrible, and you need a special tool to remove the spark plug wires. So yeah, that's really annoying. The car has a few cool parts on it, which are, it has a tubular exhaust manifold and a intake. Probably because they bought this engine, or like the previous Golf where they had all the parts out of, did not have the stock stuff on it, so that's why they put it in there, or it was just cheap and that's why they did it. Yeah, the mass airflow sensor, I think there are 2 of those in the back, so in the trunk, so I don't think, yeah, I don't know if that's a good sign. But yeah, probably because they failed, and that's common because these have, with like this CDA airbox that's in here, that is an oil filter, and that's a mass airflow sensor that does not combine very well, so they tend to fail, and probably that's why there are 3 in the trunk. Also, the previous owner put like 3 liters of that oil in there, so could also have to do something with that. Other than that, engine is burning oil, which is, I guess, a given. because of the valve stem seals. When I do a cold start, there's a big cloud of smoke. The car actually has AC. I'm not sure if it's working. The car also has botchy wiring, like this one here, for example, with this box and this box for the HIDs, which I hate because you cannot see anything. And yeah, like just there have been LED bulbs out for like 10 years or so. Just put those in, you will see more than with stupid HIDs. But hey, what do I know? Yeah, that's so much for it. And obviously Papa Smurf was here and left his children in the form of blue hoses, which isn't a bad thing because they last longer than normal hoses, so I guess that's a positive. I also had to change the reservoir already because when I bought the car, this one, as it's common on these, did break off or did crack, and I was losing coolant, which I or the previous owner didn't notice. And the wiring in general is like anything you touch, any sensor, any plug, like you can, for example, just do this, which you shouldn't be able to do. Yeah, the wiring on this car is pretty bad and should be replaced at some point. On the inside we also have some interesting stuff, which includes a, for some reason, wrapped in white leather or whatever this is supposed to be, dashboard. I really hate this. Why do you do this? I don't know. Yeah, it's ugly because it peels here. It's ugly because the airbag, like, why? Like, why? Just don't. And like this ugly thing, which is gross, by the way. Like, on stuff you touch, don't put white leather on it because it gets like this after a few years. And like, I have a wireless shift knob, and those are, so it's a Bluetooth shift knob and there are wires for it. Probably something like that, right? And I'm missing the trim here, which is great. I also have a start button for some reason. Like, I still have to use the key, it doesn't work without it. Oh, it does. But the car doesn't start. Okay, interesting. We have some sort of China eBay Android radio, which is working, but is shit because only like those tweeters work and nothing else. There is speakers in the doors, in the front, in the rear, and on the parcel shelf, but none of them work. So, great thing. Yeah, at least we got leather seats, which are actually not too bad. They are, well, they are leather, so they're not that great. But really, the interior is not the greatest also. But honestly, for the price, I can't really complain. For conclusion, you will see now some sound clips and yeah, drive-bys, I guess, because from the intake sound it sounds quite good, but not from the exhaust, because the exhaust is like just leaking everywhere except for in the exhaust. And that's it for this video. I'll keep you posted what happens with this. It's probably gonna be or gonna get turboed because that's why I actually like these engines, because NA they're kind of sucky, but when turbo they are a lot of fun, especially in a relatively light car like the Mark III. And yeah, see you then, and until next time, bye.